Another day, another empty bombshell that Candy Owens has again dropped on us. Another exploitative move for Candy Owens to continue down this path of lying to us all about Charlie Kirk's death. She seems to be like this investigative journalist that is not investigating really anything aside from lying through the skin of her teeth. All of the things that she has said have been disproven at the moment. And it's getting to the point of not just disgusting, which I have mentioned a number of times, but downright evil. She knows exactly what she's doing. And it's not just me that is calling her out on this nonsense. It seems as if X is fed up with her. A lot of people that actually have a great deal of common sense are fed up with Candy Owens and her grift. People are sick and tired of it. But you know what I think this is? This is all her trying to get money to pay for the massive lawsuit that is currently unfolding for her. So, stating that Girls Gone Wild, breaking news. A woman was seen with Charlie Kirk's shooter. Who exactly is Charlie Kirk's shooter? You may be wondering, because I thought Candy Owens is saying that Tyler Robinson didn't do it. I thought you were adamant that Tyler Robinson wasn't the actual shooter. But let me get this straight. She wants you guys to now believe that a woman was seen with the actual Charlie Kirk shooter, whoever that may be. But she's been trying to allude to the fact and point to the fact that Israel did it. So who is the Charlie Kirk shooter? Candy Owens? Again, you are clutching at straws. She even went after someone that's going for office who actually came out with his own video yesterday and said that she is dangerous. Said that what she was saying, trying to defame his name in the Charlie Kirk matter, is actually really dangerous because once again, she's got a massive audience of millions of dingbats that follow her. And a lot of the people that watch her believe what she has to say. And they are like part of a cult following. So whatever she says goes. And if she's attacking someone, you've got members of her audience that think that Charlie Kirk is still alive. You've got members of her audience that actually are accusing Erica Kirk of killing Charlie Kirk. So she's not well. The cult leader is sick and twisted in the head, and her cult-like following are equally twisted and messed up. I mean, you guys should have seen the comments that I was receiving on the video that I made yesterday calling her out. She's literally challenging Turning Point USA. Not just Erica Kirk, Turning Point USA. She's angry that Erica Kirk took over. That's what it seems like to me. She is milking this for all it's worth. And people are watching her because of the history that she had with Charlie Kirk. But we don't have any evidence, no proof. It's just, trust me, bro. Also, I don't know, but I know, guys. I don't know this, but we know, right? We know that it's the truth, according to Candy Owens. And guess what, Candy? I know that you are lying. So we can play this dance all day long of, I don't know, I'm going to lie anyway, and I'm going to get people to believe in my lie. You know, this morning when I was looking at all this over on X, it actually made me incredibly mad and angry, and I had to sort of like control myself. I'm like, why am I getting angry at this woman, this dingbat? This is like absurd. And, you know, I realized why I was so angry. I'm angry at the lie. I'm angry because it's tarnishing or trying to tarnish Charlie's good name, and she is profiting from it. No one should profit from lies. To me, as someone that is high on integrity, like this entire show, tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Even if it's hard to tell the truth, still tell the truth. Candace has created her entire show on the biggest grift, the biggest provocative thing. I'm going to say this, and it's a lie anyway. You get called out for it. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it. She did it yesterday. The whole letter for Bibi Netanyahu. She was demanding that it was released. It finally got released. She completely glossed over it. And you know what she did? She quadrupled down on attacking Turning Point USA. I want and I demand a statement from Turning Point USA. I demand them to ignore, you know, it's exact the same playbook she's been doing the entire time. I demand this. I demand that. The whole Hamptons thing with attacking Bill Ackman and Seth Dillon. Now the um, politician that's running, attacking him. Now this woman. So I've got this source. The mummy sleuths of the internet have found this woman was seen with Charlie Kirk Shooter. Who exactly is Charlie Kirk Shooter? Because this entire time she's been telling me that it was the Jews. The Jews killed Charlie. And her audience members are going, no, it was Erica. Erica was part of it. We need to look into her. Candace, look into Erica, please. And apparently, in yesterday's video that went relatively viral, she was saying that Charlie was about to bring her back, and she got really, really angry during that clip. We can see right through you, woman. And people are getting fed up. How much are you going to milk a person's death for your own gain, for your own benefit? When does it stop? When does it end? Britta goes, so let me get this straight, because apparently Charlie Kirk's letter is very sus. Tyler Robinson's text with his furry trans boyfriend is sus. But any screenshot that a random person claims is from Turning Point USA staff members is totally real and must be believed. See what they've done to the internet? And someone says, note of advice, the more you attack Candace, the better she looks. Hope this helps. No. The more we attack a serial liar, the more the truth actually gets out. The more people start realizing that there's loads, and I mean loads, everything that she's saying, flaws in her standing. She's not standing on solid ground. Let me just say that. And those that lie to exploit a person that you claim to be your friend, I personally don't think you're going to stand for very much longer. I personally think that you're going to crumble and crumble hard. The defeat will be insane. When the person I like gets likes, they're right. When the person I like gets hate, they're right. When the person I like gets ignored, they're right. That's from Britta. Yeah. The quartering goes, all I am asking for is a literal shred of evidence. I want to believe, but her entire case is 100%. Trust me, bro. Kimberly goes, the person providing zero evidence, this entire conversation looks better. How is that possible? This is the same person that claimed I would be federally investigated for stealing campaign donations 5 years ago. I'm still awaiting said investigation, by the way. She claimed he was converting to Catholicism. Not true. She claimed or claims heated arguments between BB and Charlie, but that didn't happen. Claims the letter was critical and that BB was saying something untrue. Letter released, and again, Candace was lying. Claims a bribe happened. Didn't happen. Claims 150 million was offered and an intervention. Nothing of the sort. First, it was the Jews. Then it was Turning Point. Then it was the local Utah government. Most recently, it was that Charlie was killed within 48 hours of saying he wanted to bring her back to Turning Point USA. Another lie. I mean, it doesn't take long for Candace to make a huge tragedy about herself. That's what narcissists do. That's exactly what psychopaths do, and that's exactly what she is. Why is she a compulsive liar? Because she profits from it, and people give her the attention to profit from it. Hence, millions of views. And they are cheering and egging her on, and she knows. She knows exactly what she's doing. She thinks that what she's doing is investigative journalism. It's nothing of the sort. It's not journalism. She's not a journalist. She's a shock jock, dingbat host that loves to lie and gets clicks for lying. Doesn't care about how it affects other people at all, doesn't care. All she seems to care about is herself and how much money is in her bank account. She isn't the right one to spearhead an investigation into Charlie's murder. Today, Phil Lima exposed her. She has an answer for everything, and sadly, she's profiting so much off of Charlie. She's just as insane as Kanye. Well, Kanye's, yeah, insane, but Candace is more insane, I believe. So then she went after Laura Loomer because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The person that Candace says that she doesn't associate with shared the person she doesn't associate with posts. Max Blumenthal. I don't know who Max Blumenthal is. I never shared such a thing about the $150 million. Don't know where that came from. Max Blumenthal also played dumb. I don't know where that came from, even though he was the one that pushed it and he was the one that made it up. Oh, but ladies and gentlemen, ultra Zionist billionaire Robert Shillman cancelled a major donation to Turning Point USA just days before Charlie Kirk's killing. And apparently the New York Times, because we know we can trust the New York Times, corroborated that piece of evidence. And so you know what Candace Owens does? She goes after and attacks Laura Loomer, saying this is the man that funds Laura Loomer, by the way. Keep in mind that Laura was attacking Charlie just before he died. And now she demands we stop investigating Charlie's murder. Who is directing her to do that? See, this is what I mean. She's a crazy, crazy person. You know what Laura Loomer had to say about this? Bob Shillman doesn't fund me. And even if he was actively funding me, there's nothing wrong with that. He's an American citizen who wrote the check to pay your salary when Charlie Kirk hired you at the Restoration Weekend Conference in Palm Beach, Florida. Now, the thing is with Laura Loomer, you guys may not like her, but what I've been seeing is, and as I have spoken about a number of times on this show, you got to look at consistency. You got to look at someone's track record. So Laura Loomer is an investigative journalist, and her sources, she quotes and she finds out certain things that have actually been real. And I look at her, she's been right about many a thing. And if she's wrong about something, she'll either retract it or apologize. But she has not been wrong yet, I don't think, about Candace Owens or about the Charlie Kirk case. So if you want someone to look at and actually believe in terms of proper reporting, we look at Laura. We look at Seth Dillon. We look at actual sources that knew Charlie close, like Andrew Colvert, the producer, Erica Kirk, the wife. We look at all of these actual sources, not someone else that's hasn't been on the scene for a little while that is lying through the skin of her teeth for clicks. So she sets the record straight, Laura Loomer does, with Candy Owens. And of course, that doesn't go too well with Candace. She's not happy about it one bit. But honestly, what's wrong with being funded? Everyone nowadays seems to think, oh, if Israel funds you, you are a shill. You are someone that is controlled. No. If you are an American business and you are funding an organization like Turning Point USA had many donors, didn't mean the donors controlled Charlie. Charlie did what he wanted to. He never took foreign money. That was confirmed by Andrew Colvert. So what? Because Charlie loved Israel, just because he took money from an Israeli billionaire that's an American citizen does not make anything. But these people will do their digging. They will find these things and they'll go, you know what? I'm not going to do that much investigation. I mean, why does this, they demand that this Israeli billionaire says something about this? Why? Why drag another person down? There's no point. But of course, they do this because it's drama. The ultimate playbook, isn't it? More dramatic. Let's go. I need things to be more dramatic, guys. So I'm going to say something more provocative so people keep clicking. Like today's episode of Girls Gone Wild. Breaking news, guys. A woman was seen with Charlie Kirk's shooter. So she's probably going to, this poor woman is probably going to be hunted down by Candace and her lackeys, dingbat audience members, going to be hunted down, probably doxxed, goodness knows what. Her life is probably going to be over. Why? Because Candace wants clicks. What has she got to do with this apparent shooter? Who is the shooter, by the way? It can't possibly be Tyler Robinson, according to Candace Owens, because she said that it wasn't. It doesn't match her timeline. Right. Interesting, that. This mystery woman. Another mystery person. What's next? Oh, a dog was seen with Charlie Kirk's shooter. Who is Charlie Kirk's shooter? Can we question the dog? Is this dog affiliated with Israel? Where did this dog come from? That's her style of shock jock. Say something provocative. Let's go. Now, I will end it on this. So there is Joe Pags. Don't know if you guys know who he is. I just found him today, and I like what he had to say about this. And he explains what a journalist does versus what Candace Owens does. It goes for about 8 minutes, but it's quite important that you guys watch the whole thing. Have a watch.
Have you heard about the investigation? My sources say the investigation is journalism. Journalism is investigation, journalist, and my sources say, prove me wrong. That's not journalism at all. Right now, you've got somebody, a very prominent woman, who's out there talking about TPUSA and Charlie Kirk. She's making all the headlines. She's getting millions and millions of views. Would I like to have that many views? Of course, but I'm not doing this because of the views. I'm doing it because when you present yourself as a journalist, you've got to actually show that you know how to do the job. Now, let me give you my bona fides, because I talk about this and we actually joke about it on my radio show. But I've won dozens of awards for excellence in journalism, from the Michigan AP, from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters, from the New York AP. I mean, I'm talking about best live shot, best newscast, best feature, that was in Michigan, best documentary for the Motown 40 that I did. Over and over and over again, I've won all these awards. I did it for a very long time. I was a main news anchor in Saginaw, Flint, Michigan, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids. I was the morning and noon anchor. I was the main anchor and the news director, managing editor in Lansing, Michigan. I was the main anchor in Albany, Schenectady, Troy, New York. And then I went back into talk radio. I know how to do it. I made my living as a journalist, and I won a lot of awards. That said, the job is not to go out there and make allegations. The job is not to put a microphone in somebody's face and say, why do you keep robbing your neighbor's house? Boom. What do you mean? I'm not robbing my neighbor's house. Oh, prove me wrong. You're robbing your neighbor's house. Boom. Well, there's a prominent person who is not a journalist. She is a big-time commentator. She's got a huge following, and she's a great content creator. In fact, I talked to her on my show once. Charlie Kirk actually had her call my show once because he couldn't make it, and he felt obligated. It was very nice of him to have her call in. But she's out there saying, basically, you're robbing your neighbor's house. Prove me wrong. What she's saying is that Charlie Kirk told her, or made it clear to insiders at TPUSA, one or the other, that he was done with the Israel narrative and blah, blah, blah. And that he also was going to bring her back. She claims he was going to bring her back to TPUSA, a place that she left for several different reasons. If you ask Grok or ChatGPT, they're not sure why she left, but it couldn't have been great because she was gone. But suddenly he was going to bring her back. A couple of weeks before he died, he was going to bring her back somehow. And she now challenges the people that she's accusing of hiding this story to come out and prove her wrong. That's not the way it works. Listen, when you're in a newsroom, you get the lead from the assignment editor, or you get the lead from your sources at the police department. You get the lead from somebody calling in from a neighborhood. This is going on. A new business is going up. A crime happened over here. You go out there and you start asking questions. You are not the story. You go out there and ask the question, was there a robbery? Was there a fire? Hey, your new business, what's it going to do? And then you get that information. Now, if there are sources, because you're investigating, okay, you can do that too, you might have to keep them anonymous, but you hear their voice. You see them mosaiced out. You are not the story. The story is never, I am sitting here on the perch of journalism, and I say this happened, and now you have to prove me wrong after I made a bunch of allegations. If this person has information, because she says if TPUSA and everybody involved doesn't come out and say that she's wrong or prove her wrong, and if they say that she's lying, she will then release the information she has, and she's got the video proof. I have an idea. Instead of going through the mechanisms and the machinations of telling somebody that you're accusing of something or that you're alleging something about or you're asserting something about, instead of telling them, prove me wrong, just release the information. That would be just as big a hit. You're going to get millions and millions of views. Here are the videos proving that what I said about Charlie's true. Here are the videos that because what I say about Israel is true. Here are the videos. Here are the text messages that Charlie and I shared. If he was ready to go, don't tell me he only did it over voice. Because I talked to Charlie Kirk since 2018. We were friends professionally. I never spent a lot of time with him. He was on my show 6 times. We communicated via text all the time. We didn't stop and do phone calls. We communicated over text. And he was great. Show me the text messages and stop making allegations and trying to force somebody to jump into what you started. She started this whole mess and now wants people that she's, again, making assertions about to come in and either prove her right or wrong. Why? You've got family members grieving, okay? You've got an organization that's restructuring, trying to make sure that his movement becomes the revolution it should be. You've got people that are busy making sure his show goes on, and TPUSA stops on campus. That continues. They don't need to be bothered with your BS. So either show your work, show your proof, or stop saying it. I get it. You're getting millions and millions of views, and that's very financially good. And you're a great creator. You're somebody who's got a very good brain. Why are you doing this? I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, she accused Netanyahu of something, so he released the actual letter. That didn't say what she said it said. So I'm confused why this is continuing. And what really boggles my mind, because again, I did it for a living. I'm not saying I'm a journalist. Look at me. I did it. I got paychecks for being a really good journalist. Made a lot of money doing it. Decided I wanted to have an opinion, so I went to talk radio and now talk television and everything else. But what I don't get is why she continues to assert that she knows something and that she's got the information to prove she knows something, but will only release the information that proves she knows something if somebody says that she doesn't know something. What? This person, as talented as she is, and she's young and she's great looking and all that, and she's got a great following, could never work for me in a newsroom. Ever. Ever. I don't understand why you do this. Don't even give the family and the organization time to get its footing back before you start making crazy assertions that you haven't backed up at all. And again, as a journalist, you never say, well, prove me wrong. Prove that I'm a liar. I'll release the video. Release them now. Release the text messages now. Release the phone calls now. Release the videos now. Release everything now, and then what you say is above reproach. And it does blow my mind that so many people look at this person and say, she's doing the deep dive that we all want. You just believe the narrative that's given to you. People have actually alleged that I'm being paid off by Israel, the IDF, or Bibi Netanyahu. That's how stupid this whole thing is. To take a breath, realize that I am open to hearing that something more happened than what we're being told about the official narrative on what happened to Charlie Kirk. I'm open to that. But to allege that you know something completely different and you're making all these connections that you're not willing to prove, lest somebody calls you a liar, is unjournalistic and it's unfair. And I think it's a little bit low. In fact, I think it's a lot of bit low. Give me your thoughts on this.
Yes, I'm going to say that my sources that I cannot reveal, but it's up to you guys to prove me wrong. You guys need to prove that what I am saying, or my source, I don't even know who my source is actually wrong. That's not journalism. Joe pointed it out quite clearly, but it's like what people do. Very similar to Candace. She's taught them well. Give them that. I'll get comments saying, prove that Charlie Kirk is really dead. Why do I need to prove that Charlie Kirk is really dead? Because millions of people actually acknowledge the fact that he's no longer here. And yesterday, Candace going, he's looking from somewhere. I went off on that as well. But these people are just as bad, if not worse, like Candace Owens. Prove to me that what I am saying is wrong. No, that's not journalism at all. In fact, that's actually quite dangerous. You're making a provocative statement that has no basis in the truth at all, and it can do a lot of harm. As a journalist, you are held to a high standard of, or you're supposed to be, tell the truth. On this particular YouTube show, everything else like that, we tell the truth. We find sources, and by all means, I could do the exact same thing Candace does, but you know what? Integrity is far more important. She has no character. She has no character whatsoever, and she calls herself a Christian. Shame on her. It's vile, is what it is. It's not just what Joe said low, it's actually from the pit of hell. It's demonic, is what she's doing. And that's why it makes me mad, because the truth needs to get out there. The truth needs to be heard, and especially about Charlie Kirk. His good name is being tarnished by a dingbat. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.